Welcome to my channel, Worldwise. I'm sure you've heard the news. On April 23, 2006, in the bustling heart of Kyiv, something truly extraordinary unfolded. An event that would soon baffle both the public and authorities alike. Out of nowhere, a young man appeared on a busy street dressed in a suit that looked like it belonged to another era, decades out of style, drawing curious glances from passers-by as he stood, utterly lost. He gazed up at the city's modern skyline, his eyes wide with disbelief, clearly baffled by the towering glass buildings and the world bustling around him. Concerned by his confusion and odd appearance, police officers approached, trying to make sense of the situation. The man introduced himself as Sergei Ponomarenko and, to everyone's astonishment, handed over a Soviet passport, an official document from a country that had ceased to exist over a decade earlier. The passport stated he was born in 1932, which would make him 74 years old, yet Sergei looked no older than 25, a contradiction that left the officers speechless. Sergei insisted it was the year 1958 and described a Kyiv still scarred by the aftermath of war, with streets and buildings that no longer matched the city before him. He was utterly mystified by the sight of mobile phones, computers, and other modern technology, convinced he had somehow stepped into a science fiction future he could barely comprehend. His only possession was a vintage Yashica Flex camera, still loaded with film, a relic from another time, clutched tightly as if it were his only anchor to reality. With no explanation for his story or his presence, the police decided to send Sergei for psychiatric evaluation, hoping doctors could unravel the mystery. Dr. Pablo Kutrikov, the psychiatrist assigned to his case, found Sergei calm, rational, and showing no signs of mental illness or delusion. Sergei's unwavering belief in his story and the evidence he carried left authorities with a puzzle that defied all logic and explanation. Was he a clever prankster, a man suffering from a rare psychological condition, or could there be something even stranger at play? The investigation was just beginning, and as the lines between reality and the impossible blurred, the mystery of Sergei Ponomarenko would only deepen. Sergei's camera quickly became the centerpiece of the investigation, drawing intense curiosity from both police and scientists alike. The film inside was decades old, fragile and delicate, requiring the expertise of a specialist to carefully develop it without causing damage. When the photos finally emerged, they revealed remarkably clear black and white images of 1950s Kyiv. Classic cars, people in period clothing, and city streets lined with buildings that no longer exist today. Among the photos, one stood out, Sergei himself appearing unchanged, standing confidently in the middle of a bustling street, dressed in authentic 1950s attire. Another image depicted a young woman, Valentina Kulik, his girlfriend at the time, her face frozen in a moment from the distant past. But the most shocking photograph was of a bell-shaped object hovering above the city, a mysterious UFO, captured in stark detail against the skyline. Sergei claimed he had taken this photo just moments before his sudden and inexplicable leap forward in time, insisting it was the last thing he saw in his own era. The photographs only deepened the mystery. Were they undeniable evidence of time travel, or could they be part of an elaborate and carefully constructed hoax? As experts and skeptics debated fiercely, Sergei was kept under close observation in a psychiatric ward, his every move monitored for answers. Then, without any warning or explanation, he vanished from his locked hospital room, leaving behind only questions. Security footage showed Sergei entering the room, but he was never seen leaving. No trace, no clue, just an empty space where he once was. Sergei Ponomarenko disappeared as mysteriously as he had arrived, leaving behind a legend that would haunt Kyiv for generations to come. Sergei's disappearance left behind only questions and a handful of strange, puzzling photographs. Investigators eventually tracked down Valentina Kulik, now elderly, who confirmed Sergei was her boyfriend in the 1950s, and that he vanished without a trace. Years later, she received a mysterious photo of an older Sergei in front of a futuristic Kyiv, dated 2050, with a note saying he was safe and well. Had Sergei somehow continued traveling through time, defying all logic? The story quickly spread, captivating the public and fueling endless speculation. A Ukrainian TV documentary soon dramatized the case, blurring the line between fact and fiction. Was it a true mystery, or just a compelling piece of entertainment? The truth remained as elusive as ever. Could Sergei's story be possible? Science offers some clues, but the answers are stranger than fiction. Einstein's theory of relativity shows time is not fixed. It can slow down or speed up depending on your speed. The faster you move, the more time bends and stretches, revealing a universe where clocks tick differently for everyone. GPS satellites, for example, experience time differently than we do on Earth. Their clocks must be constantly adjusted, or our navigation systems would quickly go haywire. Astronauts age slightly less than people on the ground due to time dilation. Even a few months in orbit means they return to Earth a tiny fraction of a second younger than their friends. If you traveled near the speed of light, you could leap into the future. Centuries might pass on Earth while only years pass for you. This is the closest thing science offers to time travel, but it's a one-way ticket. But this only works for forward time travel. There's no scientific method to turn the clock back. Physics gives us no way to travel to the past. The door to yesterday remains firmly shut, no matter how clever we become. The laws of the universe seem to allow only one direction for time. Like a river, it flows forward, never backward. Stories like Sergei's challenge what we know, but science says the past is out of reach. We can study history, but we can't visit it. We can visit tomorrow, but yesterday is locked away. The past is a vault we cannot open, no matter how hard we try. That's why Sergei's tale is so extraordinary, and so unlikely. It defies everything we understand about the universe. The mystery deepens, but the science remains firm. For now, the past is a place we can only imagine, not visit. Traveling to the past is a scientific paradox. The grandfather paradox asks, if you prevent your grandparents from meeting, how could you exist to do it? The bootstrap paradox. If a time traveler gives Shakespeare Hamlet, who wrote it? These loops break the basic rule of cause and effect. Stephen Hawking famously threw a party for time travelers. No one came. If backward time travel were possible, we'd expect visitors from the future. Yet, there's no credible evidence of such encounters. The absence of time tourists suggests the past is off-limits. Science fiction loves the idea, but reality resists. The universe seems to protect its timeline. For now, the past remains a forbidden country. The Sergei Ponomarenko story is likely a modern hoax. It was popularized by a Ukrainian TV show known for paranormal tales, not by official records. No police or hospital documents support the story. Photo analysis reveals signs of digital manipulation, lighting mismatches, suspicious shadows, and possible Photoshop edits. The UFO resembles a common light fixture, not an alien craft. Even the Soviet passport shows inconsistencies, likely a modern forgery. The evidence crumbles under scrutiny. The story blends real history and science to feel authentic, but it's entertainment, not fact. Sergei was probably an actor, the events staged for TV. It's a clever urban legend for the digital age. Despite the evidence, Sergei Ponomarenko's story endures. Time travel fascinates us because it speaks to our longing for second chances and lost moments. The legend offers hope that the past isn't truly gone, but it's also a cautionary tale about believing what we see in the age of digital manipulation. The Ponomarenko case reminds us to question, to seek proof, and to think critically. It's a ghost story for the scientific era, a blend of nostalgia and futuristic dreams. We may never travel to 1958, but stories like this let our imaginations roam. The real mystery is why we want to believe, and that perhaps is the most timeless question of all. If you found the story of Sergei Ponomarenko as captivating as we did, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Our universe is filled with mysteries, some explainable, others that defy logic entirely. In our upcoming videos, we'll dive into more unbelievable tales, unraveling the truth behind legendary disappearances, unexplained phenomena, and the enduring power of human curiosity. So, if you're ready to keep questioning reality and exploring the unknown, make sure to watch our next video. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us as we journey deeper into the world's greatest mysteries. Your next adventure is just one click away.